back, everybody, to another On the Bench video. I loaned my Tejas Tele to a friend of mine for a couple of months, and I just got it back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down, give it a good cleaning, check everything on it, do another pro setup. So I think my last video was a Les Paul pro setup, so I'm gonna step everybody through doing on a Telecaster with the 3 brass saddle bridge. So I know some people complain that if you don't get the compensated brass saddles, that the intonation's kind of a pain in the butt. There's a couple of tricks you can do. I'll show you those. So, all right, it is a 2019 made in Mexico Telecaster. It is, they say, a limited edition. I believe it had USA electronics in it. When I pulled everything apart, it was full size USA CTS pots, orange drop cap, nice USA 3-position switch. Everything looked good on it. The tuning keys, I don't think they're USA. I changed them out to the white pearl Grover style buttons. Changed the pick guard out. I put a aged pearl, champagne pearl pick guard on it, and then my Texas knobs, which is why I call this my Tejas Tele, because it's got Texas knobs, but it was made in Mexico. I think the finish is aged cherry burst, maybe. Anyway, so all right, I'm gonna break this thing down, get the strings off of it, and get my tools out, and I'll catch y'all in a few minutes. All right, I got the strings off, checked everything out. Frets are pretty good on the side, no overhang. I've actually set this guitar up before when I first got it, but anyway, everything looked good on it. So first thing I'm gonna do, check the neck relief, make sure everything's good on it. That looks pretty straight. I don't see, maybe a little bit. We'll tighten the truss rod a little bit. Luckily, the truss rod's on the head stack and not one of them stupid ass Fender where they bury it in the freaking neck pocket. So I'm just gonna see if I can get this on the camera. I'm just gonna take my Allen wrench. I'm gonna go in there, try to find it. Right there. I'm just gonna, about that much, about 1/8 of a turn. Go back with it and see what we got. Let's loosen it. Might have been good to begin with. I'm gonna loosen it just a little bit. Actually, I did loosen it. I'm gonna tighten it right there, see what happens. So now we're gonna loosen it just a little bit. Let's see what that does. Flat. I don't know why it's giving me such a hard time. All right, we're gonna call that good. So, neck is straight. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out if the frets are level. So we're going to get our fret rocker out. So we got two high frets. So take you a Sharpie and just mark the top of the high frets. Right here. All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 high frets. So what you do is after you do your fret rocker, you kind of mark them. It's kind of hard to see, but that third fret right there, I'm sorry. Yeah, the third fret and the fifth fret has got black Sharpie on it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my tape out, tape off the fingerboard, and get ready to level those frets. So I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, so I went through, I got everything taped up, getting ready. What I like to do is identify the frets as I tape, which ones are high. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this little tool I showed y'all on that last video. It's got a diamond grit on each edge. It's smooth and smooth, so you can set here and here on the frets that are level, and this diamond grit would go over the top of your high fret, and then you just kind of work it down. So we've got fret number 3 right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this right there, and then I'm just gonna work it back and forth just a little bit. You can feel it grab. I'll show you when I get it done here. So we'll check it real quick. A little bit more. So that one is done, and you'll be able to see some of the Sharpie is still left on it, but it is level now. You can see some of the Sharpie, like right up there towards the top of the fret, is still on it, but it is now level with the other two. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and do 5 and then the other 2, and well, I'll do one more on video. So we'll do this one here. On stubborn frets, I like to remark as I go. We'll try that now and see how that looks. Still a little bit off. Still a little bit. Alright, that one's good. So I'll go ahead and kill the video now, and then I'll pick y'all up after we get this done. Okay, I got those 4 frets are leveled now. So, union mandated break in the shop. Alright, break's over. So, now we're going to use my polish and crown tool. if you remember from the Les Paul, it had a rosewood fingerboard, so there was no reason to tape off. This stuff it's fine enough where you can go right over the top of rosewood. It's not going to hurt. But on a maple, especially a finished maple, you definitely want to tape off. You don't want to be scuffing up your fingerboard. So we're going to take this. We're going to start with 120, and we're just going to work it back and forth like this. And I like to take it on the sides here too, on that bevel. That it gets it nice. All right, after the 120, you go to 180. Hit it with that. Turn this thing up. $220. And then finally the 320. Nice and smooth, everything looks good. So put this up. And if y'all remember the 7 grits, and I done dropped that shit again. Stu-Mac. Start with 1 and just work your way through all 7. I'm already taped off on my Les Paul with the rosewood board. Since we didn't tape off to do the polish with the 120 through 320 on my polish and crown block, we didn't tape off the rosewood, so I had to use my fret guards with this. But now that we're taped, you can just go 1 through 6 on this and be good to go. All right, that was grit 1. I don't know if you can see the shine on the frets now. That's grit 1. I'll go ahead and do 2 through 7, and I'll catch up with y'all in a few. All right, so I've got all 7 of those grits done on the frets. You can see them now. They're nice and shiny. Everything's level. The neck is straight. We're going to check it again just to make sure. But as you can see, those frets, nice looking frets. So we're going to check this neck one more time before we do anything else on it. And still looks good. So, all right. So we've adjusted the truss rod. We've checked the frets. We had 4 high frets. We leveled them. Then we did a quick recrown on the ones we leveled because I didn't have to take too much off. After that, we did our 7-step polish on the frets. Everything looks good. The next thing will be, I'm going to clean it up. We can do that right now. Just spray a little bit of this stuff on it. This is what I use in my shop. So just throw a little bit of that. Make sure you got a nice clean rag, which I do. I like to do this step before I put the strings on so you can kind of get down in this area, you know, and keep everything nice and clean. Because once you get the strings on it, it's kind of hard to reach down in there. So just giving it a quick clean, and we'll redo this once we get the strings on it. This is just to do the headstock and basically this area here where the strings are going to cover. So alright, so turn our rag inside out, get a little buff action going there, looking pretty good, looks like a brand new guitar. So alright, the next thing will be to put the strings on, and then we'll go to the next step after that. Sometimes I run 9s on my Tele, depending. So this is what I usually would use on my Tele, just the regular super slinky 9s. A friend of mine at Guitar Center turned me on to these. These are a 9.5 by 46, and then Ernie Ball also makes a 9.5 by 44. So I think probably I'll set this one up with the 9.5. They also make some 10.5s now too. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and we'll set this one up with the 9.5 44s. So everybody should know how to put their strings on. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill the video for now, and then I'll be back once I get the strings on and get it tuned up. Okay, so got the new strings on there, got them stretched, got it tuned up. Next thing we want to do is check the string height. So get my little string height gauge right here. I usually set my string heights about 4/64 or 5/64 at the 12th fret. So let's see where this one's sitting at. This one is sitting at 4/64. I've already gone through it. I don't hear any fret buzz on anything. everything feels good on it. We could do the pickup height. I've got a book over here that gives the factory specs for Fender single coils, Gibson humbucker, P90, the whole nine. I usually set them. Let's see where I got this one at. This one is on the bass side. The neck pickup on the bass side is about 7/64. Treble side is 4/64. Bridge pickup is probably around 5/64 on the treble side and 4/64 on the bass side. I usually go by look first. When you've been messing around with guitars long enough, you can eyeball a lot of stuff and get it close, and then from there it's just a quick tweak or two. So I usually set them pretty close to the strings, to the bottom of the strings, and then plug it into my amp, and then you can hear if the pickup's too close to the string, you'll start getting a lot of weird garbled harmonics, and you'll know it. And then I start with the neck pickup, and then I get the neck pickup set to where it's good, and then I just tweak the bridge pickup to where there's little to no volume boost or drop between the two pickups. So if I'm playing on the neck pickup and everything is set on my amp to sound, a certain volume level, when I switch to the bridge, I don't want it to completely blow the people out. So set them to where there's approximately the same volume. So anyway, alright, so I guess now we'll go ahead and give the guitar a good cleaning on the rest of the areas that we didn't do earlier, and then we'll plug her in and we'll check the electronics and see what she sounds like. So I'll catch y'all in a few. Alright, here we are. See if we can get this son of a gun rolling here. So there she is. We did a full pro setup on it, leveled 4 frets, recrowned, polished. Now we're about to check the electronics on it. We got her all cleaned up. She's looking brand new again. So let's give the old Tejas Tele a roll here. On the bridge. Middle position. Then the neck. little bit. Dirt on it. Everything checks out, so alright. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me, and let me know what y'all think. Tips, suggestions, bitches, moans, gripes, complaints, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe, and y'all have a good day.